We're well into 2025 and Jon Jones is still ducking Big Tom Aspinall. And you know I wouldn't feel the need to make this video, but these are some of the comments I have to deal with on a daily basis. We're sharing this planet, breathing the same air as these morons. And majority of the time, I have to be honest, it's the usual suspects. It's very interesting to me how people just ignore everything. Ignore the fact that he's on PEDs. Ignore the fact that he caved his wife's face in front of his kids. Dashed into a pregnant woman, broke her arm and fled the scene. Caught drunk driving multiple times. I mean, people ignore the seriousness of drunk driving. He could have just rammed into 8 grandmoms before he slammed the brakes.
Getting elected into the Hall of Fame, and now this is what I got. What's that?
Then he hides behind Jesus and acts like he's the nicest man on earth.
Jesus Christ.
Talking nice to DC and shit. I mean, you head kicked him on roids, brother. Juiced up to the max, brutally destroying and embarrassing him in front of his family. Primals want to know how Jon Jones landed that head kick. Yeah, so as a conclusion, Jon Jones is an immoral coward piece of shit. And everyone who keeps defending him should be ashamed of themselves. Completely ignoring all the shit he just did just because of the color of his skin. Anyways, that's not the important bit. We know that we live in a world full of wackos. Let's talk about how the UFC heavyweight champion of the world, supposedly the baddest man on the planet, is blatantly terrified and shitting himself on a daily basis on the thought of this proper gentleman from Manchester, England. Hello John, would you like to accompany me for a delightful afternoon of tea and crumpets? So Jones gets the belt after beating Cyril Gane more than 2 years ago now. Gane wasn't even the champ, by the way. A lot of people forget. And Gane had vacated the belt after 3 years of waiting for Jones to move up to heavyweight. So this isn't the first time we've seen Jones duck someone. Jones acting like Aspinall is some kind of contender or something. I mean, he's doing a great job manipulating the casuals into thinking he ain't ducking. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly though, he's smart for not taking that Tom fight. He knows what happens. And then Aspinall goes on this whole streak calling out Jon Jones and calling him a duck. And people were shitting on Aspinall for that. Dude, that's insane. What are y'all defending? You know what? I'm still kind of pissed about that Pereira Ankalaev decision. I think the judges could have given it to Alex. I watched round 3 and round 5 frame by frame. However, in hindsight, like, I am so happy that Ankalaev beat Pereira, man. Genuinely, I'm actually grateful for this. First, Jones used Stipe almost as a proxy or a decoy to avoid Tom. Then his next target was going to be Pereira before he sailed off into the sunset. A light heavyweight striker who just started grappling a couple years ago. But unfortunately for him, his dreams were shattered on that fine night. Thank you, Big Ang. Yo, just imagining Jones's face while watching that decision satisfies me. Now we just gotta hope that enough is enough and Dana forces Jon to fight Aspinall before we get the Pereira Ankalaev rematch. Because I do think Pereira gets him next time. And then this whole cycle will repeat itself. So please get it done now, man. So how do I think the fight will go? Does Jones have a chance? Brother, is that a serious question? You're funny. Jon Jones is a tailor-made matchup for Big Tom. He's faster, he's more athletic, he's heavier, he got KO power. A lot of people say he leaves his chin up in the air. Okay, so like, does that mean anything going against Pillow Hands Jones? Who has he ever knocked out? Matter of fact, who has he ever submitted either? The Gane fight really skewed people's perception on this guy, man. And if you think I'm gonna count 50-year-old retired Stipe on his resume, you're delusional. Stipe just came back for a payday, let's call it as it is. If you think I'm gonna pick Jon Jones over this guy, when this guy clearly beat the fuck out of Jones, 3 rounds to 2, yeah, you're out of your mind, man. When this fight happens, it'll be 2 years after Jones beat Gane, who wasn't even the champ, by the way. Gotta emphasize that. 2 years. 2 whole years, and Big Tom will just take a minute to get him out of there. Legacy ruined, exposed. We'll show everyone why Jones has been ducking Aspinall all this time. It will be the best day of my life. Sad to say, but oh well. Jon Jones, your days are numbered, mate. Jon Jones, he's a great fighter, but your days are numbered, mate. And all these, man, what can I even call them? I don't want to get shadow banned. Whatever, y'all will be forced to eat your words. I will be coming for all these comments once that fight is done and dusted and a minute into the fight. See y'all then.